Hi, welcome to the Price Action Analyst YouTube channel. Just doing a quick market update. Today we saw what I think is significant price action. Since the COVID, this is the S&P 500, since the COVID crisis, prices kind of meandered up in an uptrend, and my expectation was to see, price weakness here and a retest of this low because this was so strong. And we didn't see that. Price trended up here and then it trended up in a not as steep uptrend. And I didn't really take notice of this here, but it kind of got to the point, and whether it's because of the government money that's being pumped into the system or whatever, kind of got to the point where I thought, all right, this is coming back up. And that's what the market will do. It'll, just as everyone thinks, all right, we're not coming back down, we're heading away, what happens? Bang, all the shorts get squeezed. So what I was always mindful of this previous high, and then if you go into the bars and look at the last bit of air you had, that was the last bit. There was more air there. So this is another area where you would have looked to expect weakness. Also, this pop up outside of the uptrend and testing the upper Bollinger Band, they were all places to expect weakness and or get short. And indeed, I shorted Conoco, I sold a call option, and I also shorted Citigroup. I got out of Citigroup way too early, unfortunately. I bought that option for $260 or $290, sold it for $100 profit, and if I'd have held it through till today, it was worth $1,000. But anyways, that's trading. So I just wanted to make a video about this because this is significant. This is kind of the last area where you're going to see weakness, and not only have you seen weakness, it's been very strong. You've got a gap down, and then today you've got that bearish candle. So what does that mean? To me, that means this is potentially the rollover that I was waiting for, around here. And so this is either gonna, come in short here. You're gonna get buying support here and here. So, if this leaves a big wick here and then a retest and more strength, fine, price is away. But I guess what I'm saying is price is at least coming down to this area, I think. And then depending on what happens here, if we get, let's say you get some buying pressure here and then the resulting upswing is very weak and you get strong action down, then we're coming down to, we're going to come down and test, this gap and this low. And then it's the same thing depending on what this looks like. The market could be on the way down because, all the economic commentators that I'm listening to, no one is bullish. Like, everyone is basically saying the economy is shot, and they're kind of laughing at the stock market because it's going up. So if this really is the beginning of the depression, it's going to be reflected in the stock market. And so price has got a long way to come down. And to be honest, I was a stockbroker for the 07-08 crisis, and this is exactly what happened in August. I took a margin loan here. We were up. I thought everything was great. It washed this high, I think, or came pretty close to the high, and bang, that was the beginning of 2 years of watching the market just slowly, and sometimes it was fast, but it just kept going down. So be careful here is basically what I'm saying. Like, the way that this rolled over is very bearish to me. It's very strong on the downside. So just be careful. I'll keep you updated, but you know, my expectation is, especially, you know, with this bullish bar, I don't think tomorrow we're opening here. I think tomorrow we're gonna, you know, open here and maybe test the gap and come down. I expect further price weakness based on how strong that is. And, you know, if this trend line holds and you get price coming down here and you get buying strength, this trend line is going to be a great place to take a short. So overall, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that my premise just basically went bearish. You know, just as you're like, all right, look, whatever, they're pumping money into this thing, it's going to keep going. You've had, you know, in 3 or 4 days, I'm like, all right, this is probably the beginning of the slide that I was expecting down here. Like, the market got away with having an extra, you know, few weeks of upside here, but my premise now is down. You know, it's not going to go exactly like that, but I think my expectation is to come down here and test eventually. So I'll keep you updated. The next couple of days are going to be interesting. You know, what happens around this, if we get down here, what happens around this gap and this previous low, whether it just punches through or you get some upward strength, it'll matter what the upward strength looks like. But, you know, my premise now just on that is, yeah, I'm expecting further downside. And so I've noticed a lot of people have been watching crypto. My crypto videos are getting a lot of views. You know, if you're in the crypto space, watch this, because from what I've seen, like, I've been watching the market for a long time, the crypto space not so much, but the two seem to be very correlated. You know, that's Bitcoin. So Bitcoin came off today, and this was Bitcoin in the COVID thing. So, you know, if you're in the crypto space, pay attention to what's happening here, because this is, you know, this is the leader in terms of the price. And if you're wondering why that might be, it's probably the same reason that gold, you know, gold is the safe haven asset, but when we had this COVID price action here and price came off, gold fell as well. And the best explanation I've heard for that is that this was gold falling during the COVID stuff. The best explanation I've heard for that is that people were liquidating their gold positions because they had to do things like make margin requirements because the stock market's going down. So, you know, overall, or in the long term, they're not correlated, but in the short term they are. And so I've heard that the big banks have, you know, they have Bitcoin positions and maybe even other coins. They have blockchain of their own. That's not cryptocurrency, but they're using the technology. And so these things are correlated, at least in the short term. So if you're trading cryptocurrency, it pays to be aware of what's happening here. And so, you know, a lot of the crypto charts I've looked at have now formed big wicks at the, you know, they had price action that was moving up and they've got wicks on them now. And so that's indicative that they're going to experience some selling pressure too. So this is what's driving it. So I think it's helpful to if you're trading crypto or investing crypto, to be cognizant of what's happening here. You know, if this price is going to lead us all the way down here, you're probably going to see weakness in the crypto space, and you're probably going to see weakness in gold. Hopefully not, but, you know, look what happened here. So if the market tanks, you know, expect it to weigh on this gold price. I mean, long term, I think if the economy gets really bad, and I am invested in gold, you know, gold is going to be hedged for that. But if people start liquidating their position short term, that's what it looks like. So anyways, I hope that's helpful. I'll keep you updated over the next few days. You know, I want to see what happens when price gets down into this area, and that'll dictate. But you know, the market rarely leaves untested air, and there's air down here, and so at some stage that's going to be filled, and I think that's probably going to happen sooner rather than later. I think that's going to happen in this retrace. It's not going to be price rocketing up here and then eventually in some other crisis coming back here. I think prices come up to fill this air, and now it's coming down to test this area. Anyways, I hope that's helpful. Please give me a thumbs up or subscribe if you like the commentary, and also if you have any requests in the comments, please let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for listening.